Hello everyone. Welcome to my YNR 24 spoilers. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before we begin, please hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. Tessa's intel, Jill and Lily come together, CHADAM rewarded. Spoilers for the week of October 6th, 2025 have been released for The Young and the Restless. Supporters can anticipate rewards for Chelsea Lawson and Adam Newman. Mariah Copeland's safety concerns Tessa Porter. Additionally, Kane Ashby is confronted by Jill Abbott and Lily Winters. Let's discuss the upcoming events in the CBS soap opera as you continue reading. The disturbing finding of Tessa Porter. Let's talk about Mariah first. Despite their current separation, Tessa is determined to persevere. The singer thinks Mariah might be having problems, but she also thinks her marriage can yet be restored. Daniel Jr. and Tessa went to look inside the motel. Upon their return to Genoa City, Tessa and Daniel inform Sharon Newman of some unsettling information. Tessa will worry that her wife is in danger, it is also said. The point of no return for Kyle Abbott. He has already lost Claire Grace Newman to Kyle Abbott. Kyle continues to argue with Audra Charles rather than simply returning to work and concentrating on Harrison Abbott. The rivalry between Audra and Kyle will get out of hand early in the week. Does that imply that they will go back to sleep, or does it suggest that things will become violent? Lily Winters and Jill Abbott come together. According to spoilers for the week of October 6th on The Young and the Restless, Jill has returned to Genoa City. Kane and Billy Abbott have already been dealt with by the woman. Jill and Lily Winters will then meet. Could Lily provide any updates that reverse the initial negative feelings Jill had about Kane? The tycoon's past will be confronted by them both. On Jill, Nikki Newman lets loose. Victor later shares the devastating news to Jill. Nikki searches for the truth elsewhere, but is this about Claire Grace Newman or Kane? Jack Abbott has a secret advantage. Jack will also encourage Kane to take a different route. Nick Newman ends up going rogue somewhere. Nick asks Phyllis Summers, Michelle Stafford, a question at one point. You might anticipate that Phyllis will be exposed in a compromised position by Friday. Victor also gives Chelsea and Adam incentives for their devotion. In the end, Danny and Christine Blair had to make some difficult decisions regarding the wedding. Is Michael's devotion to Victor putting a strain on his relationship with Lauren? According to teasers and updates for The Young and the Restless, Michael Baldwin might become uneasy after receiving a startling divorce threat. Given his loyalty to Victor Newman, is Michael really willing to take the chance of losing Lauren Baldwin, Tracy Bregman? Lauren's situation has reached a breaking point. The previous time Michael got caught up in Victor's plans, Lauren had already had enough. Ultimately, Michael has taken a step back and separated himself from all the danger. But this decision has cost him dearly because it destroyed his friendship with Victor. Michael is currently working to restore that relationship while protecting Genoa City's citizens from Kane Ashby. Although Michael's infiltration strategy was foiled when Kane fired him, it is evident that he has a great loyalty to Victor. Lauren's departure from Michael in the October 1st episode is a clear indication of how frustrated she was by all of this questionable information. In Lauren's marriage, there always seemed to be three people: her, Michael, and Victor. Because Michael usually ends up going back to Victor, Lauren feels like there are three people in this marriage. She is unsure of how much longer she can put up with this, and she may soon face the possibility of divorce. YNR fans may see Lauren addressing Michael personally and stating that this cannot go on. Lauren is clearly sincere about her feelings, even though it could be argued that YNR is exaggerated her response for dramatic effect. Lauren lacks the words or deeds to express how important this issue is to her. Lauren's ultimatum, will it be me or him? What does it say about their marriage if Michael is unwilling to put Lauren first? Lauren will probably think about this, and in the next episodes, she might surprise Michael by threatening to divorce him. Lauren might issue an ultimatum to Michael, warning him that their marriage will not last unless he breaks off all contact with Victor. Although Michael might ultimately give in to Lauren's demands, it's also possible that she will decide she can't let Michael go, no matter how angry she is with him. Lauren might have to come to terms with the fact that Michael is who he is. Lauren may have to accept that this is just Michael's personality at some point. Despite her disapproval of Victor's actions, Nikki Newman finds it hard to leave him and has given up trying at this stage of her life. But should Michael give in instead, or should Lauren give in? Despite her intense annoyance, can Michael and Lauren avoid being divorced? Keep checking back for updates on Lauren and Michael's ongoing marital issues, as spoilers for The Young and the Restless suggest they have a lot to work out. Puzzle piece Mariah's life is in danger after Tessa Porter's shocking discovery. Tessa Porter has always been the embodiment of tenacity and optimism. Her relationship with Mariah Copeland, who admirers call Taraya, has endured hardships that would break most couples up. Tessa, however, doesn't think their marriage is ended, despite the fact that it is currently broken. Her intuition tells her that Mariah's quiet is about danger rather than merely separation or distance. At the start of the week, Tessa is working non-stop to find her wife, who has gone missing. Daniel Jr. assists her in this endeavor by offering both technical know-how and emotional support while they look into a lead at a secluded motel outside of Genoa City. Tessa senses something evil there. Broken glass, ripped bedding, and a solitary earring are among the evidence of battle found in the room that was registered under Mariah's false identity. She wouldn't just leave this behind, Tessa assures Daniel, her voice quivering. Here, something occurred. Tessa becomes even more terrified when they get back to Genoa City. In order to talk to Sharon Newman, she and Daniel dash to Crimson Lights. The anxiety is high despite the abnormally quiet cafe. As Sharon makes the connections, her mother instincts take over, and she listens intently. Could someone from Mariah's past, possibly even Kane Ashby's expanding empire of dishonesty, be connected to her disappearance? Sharon's face becomes serious. We will not give up until we locate Mariah if she is in danger. This passionate conversation starts a new line of inquiry that may take up most of the upcoming weeks. A terrifying plot that combines mystery, love, and atonement. Fans can anticipate eerie scenes in which Tessa doubts her belief in herself as much as in love. The audience is left feeling incredibly moved by her hushed request at the close of the show, "Please come back to me, Mariah, just come back." Bomb, is it violence or passion at Kyle Abbott's point of no return? Kyle Abbott is going crazy in the Jabot corporate hallways. Once a visionary and devoted family guy, Kyle is now devoured by ego and rage. He is back to self-destructive behaviors after losing Claire Grace Newman, the person who helped him to soften his haughtiness. Kyle directs his annoyance toward Audra Charles rather than Harrison Abbott, Redding Munsell, or trying to restore the Abbott reputation. The two have always had a tumultuous chemistry, with resentment fueling their passion. Their conflict becomes more dangerous this week. Kyle barges into Audra's glissade media office early in the week and demands to know if she disclosed Jabot's confidential financial data. The tension between them is intense, despite Audra's denials. Their disagreement hovers between professional indignation and unadulterated passion. Kyle growls, "Stop acting like you're better than me." Audra smiles, "Kyle, I don't have to act. You despise the fact that I am superior to you." Both physically and figuratively, the altercation concludes in broken glass. After everything is said and done, Kyle's future at Jabot might be in jeopardy. With Audra, did he go too far? Or are the two pulled into their tumultuous attraction once more? By the middle of the week, Jack Abbott tells his son that he's on the edge of a cliff, but Kyle doesn't seem ready to listen, based on his reaction. "Did you not bring me up to fight like an Abbott?" "Well, I'm engaged in combat." Long-term repercussions will result from the upheaval, not only for Jabot's power structure, but also for Kyle's already precarious relationship with his son and family. Woman office worker Lily Winters and Jill Abbott form an odd partnership against Kane. One of the week's most surprising turns occurs when Jill Abbott and Lily Winters team together, shocking Kane Ashby to his very core. Jill has a reason for going back to Genoa City. She returned from weeks overseas managing Chancellor Winters' business, and she is enraged. She has been informed of Kane's deceptive activities, concealed assets, and the delicate emotional games he has been playing with Jill and Lily. At Society, Jill and Lily have a private lunch that swiftly devolves into a war council. Lily's disillusionment as an ex-wife and co-CEO, and Jill's betrayal as a mother figure are just two of their joint grievances directed at Kane. Disturbing financial abnormalities linked to Chancellor Winters' accounts are disclosed by Lily. These violations are directly related to Kane. Jill's eyes light up with insight. I gave that man every opportunity to turn his life around, and he wasted them all. One of the most explosive encounters of the week ensues. The setting is tense when Jill and Lily corner Kane in his office. As always, Kane uses charm to avoid taking responsibility. That grin, the sideways glances, the self-pity. However, it doesn't work this time. Lily's voice quivers with justifiable rage. Kane, you always claim to have changed. However, you betray people anew every time they put their trust in you. This is over. For a moment, dread takes the place of Kane's haughtiness. With a tone as piercing as glass, Jill leans in. Kane, you're out. From Chancellor, from my kindness, from opportunities. The corporate power dynamics in Genoa City may change as a result of Jill and Lily's collaboration. Now, two women who are deceived by the same man stand together as strategists prepared to regain their dominance rather than as victims. Crown Nikki Newman's search for the truth, hidden secrets, and upcoming storms. Nikki Newman, meanwhile, is once more torn between mistrust and loyalty. Nikki is rattled after a confrontation with Jill. Jill cautions her that Victor may be concealing something related to both Claire Grace Newman and Kane Ashby. Nikki has a gut feeling that Jill might be correct. She starts her covert investigation by contacting old acquaintances and looking into Victor's current movements. The audience will witness Nikki at her best, assured, calm, but obviously troubled by the thought that her husband's Phase 2 scheme might be immoral. She confides in Nick at one point, I've fought your father too much to be able to tell when he's hiding something. Additionally, this feels rather large. She might directly clash with Victor as a result of her quest for the truth, which would put their illustrious marriage to the test once more. A risky game with a Kane, Jack Abbott's hidden ace. After years of playing chess with Victor Newman, Jack Abbott starts a quiet assault against Kane this week. Jack is aware that Kane's influence has increased too quickly and too much, and he believes there is more going on here. Jack shares his covert strategy with Tracy Abbott in a private meeting. He is collaborating with Michael Baldwin to surreptitiously obtain evidence that Kane has been embezzling company funds in order to reveal his fraudulent network using a reverse trap. Jack claims that this goes beyond simple retaliation. It's about preserving what remains of our heritage. Kane, though, is not unaware. He may have put a mole inside Jabot after sensing Jack's activities, creating a corporate thriller that could rival any previous Newman versus Abbott fight. Phyllis Summers' collapse was again busted. Phyllis Summers' turmoil is a necessary part of every week in Genoa City. Phyllis, who is still unemployed and harboring bitterness, gets pulled back into Victor's circle, perhaps as part of a scheme to manipulate Michael or spy on Kane. By the end of the week, however, Phyllis is physically caught in a precarious situation. Her demise seemed certain, whether it's a setup or just another of her impetuous errors. Nick Newman's tone is more tired than irate when he approaches her. Phyllis, why do you do this to yourself every time? Why? Her response, because I don't know how to stop, reveals a great deal about her inner turmoil. The long-running argument about whether Phyllis is her own greatest enemy or just a victim of her love of mayhem is likely to be rekindled at this point. Revolving Hearts Victor reward CHADAM, the redemption story of Adam and Chelsea. The eagerly anticipated tipping point for Chelsea Lawson and Adam Newman finally comes. The two have been fighting for months to show their devotion to Victor and to themselves. Adam and Chelsea are rewarded both financially and emotionally after years of hardship, betrayals, and near tragedies. Proud but wary, Victor Newman, Eric Braden, at last recognizes Adam's development. He gazes at his son with uncommon earnestness in his workplace. "You did a good job, son. You didn't choose the simple route for once. You stood up for justice." Chelsea, who is standing next to Adam, finds it hard to believe. Victor rewards them both by giving them command of a profitable new innovation and philanthropy-focused division at Newman Enterprises. It's a symbolic act that acknowledges their fortitude and goodness. This reward is a time of redemption rather than merely business. Chelsea feels like she belongs somewhere other than the shadows, and Adam feels truly accepted for the first time in years. Peace, however, is short-lived, as all Y&R fans well aware. Dangerous adversaries like Cain, who is enraged that Adam's salvation coincided with his demise, might be drawn to this newfound power. Chelsea's last statement of the week is eerie and hopeful. "This is something we deserve." However, in this community, obtaining something does not equate to retaining it. The loyalty dilemma of Michael Baldwin, the price of serving Victor. Michael Baldwin is in a precarious situation. Michael is going to have to deal with the fallout from his conflicting allegiances to Victor Newman and his wife, Lauren Fenmore Baldwin. Michael eventually reaches a point that Lauren finds unacceptable after months of working covertly for Victor behind the scenes, helping Jack build the trap and looking into Cain's phony company. She loses tolerance when she finds out that he has been keeping things from her. Lauren sobs, "There are always three people in this marriage. Victor Newman, you, and me." Her remarks were profound. Lauren won't listen to Michael's explanation that he's doing it for the greater good. She gives the ultimatum, him or me, as the emotional altercation comes to a conclusion. Their previous disagreements are echoed in this plot, but it feels definitive this time. Michael's expression conveys a guy who realizes he might lose everything, while Lauren's anguish is evident and unadulterated. Michael subsequently meets his mother Gloria and confesses, "I thought I could balance it all, justice, loyalty, love," in a moving scene. However, I might have been deceiving myself. A reminder of how intensely personal the price of devotion can be in Genoa City. It's one of Christian LeBlanc's most moving performances in years. Broken Heart, A Marriage at Risk, Lauren's breaking point. One of Y&R's most calm and strong women for a long time, Lauren Fenmore has reached her breaking point. Even her closest friends are shocked when she eventually leaves after discovering that Michael's interactions with Victor almost jeopardized her company. At the Grand Phoenix bar, Lauren confides in Phyllis in a heartbreaking way. "I'm able to overlook errors, Phyllis. However, I cannot accept being invisible." This sentence echoes the feelings of many Y&R women when their partners put work before love, and it strikes like a dagger. The recurring Victor-Michael plot is given depth by Lauren's vulnerability here, which demonstrates how his machinations affect every Genoa City household. Will Lauren act on her threat of divorce, or will she eventually come to the conclusion that her love for Michael outweighs her rage? For the time being, one of Y&R's longest-lasting marriages is in jeopardy. Firecracker, what will happen in Genoa City next? By the end of the week, Genoa City feels like it is about to blow apart. Despite being distinct, each plot line contributes to a greater narrative fabric of allegiance, dishonesty, and shifting coalitions. Tessa's finding raises the possibility that Mariah's absence was caused by a dangerous player, possibly Cain. The partnership between Jill and Lily has the potential to destroy Cain's kingdom from within. Jack's covert scheme can lead to another conflict between Jabot and Newman. The marriage between Michael and Lauren is in shambles, even as their adversaries plan retaliation. Victor's award to Adam and Chelsea paves the way for the emergence of a new power couple. In the week's last scene, Victor looks out his office window and murmurs to himself, Loyalty is the only coin that counts in this world, and all others are but debtors. Turn black. High voltage, concluding reflections. The week of accounting. On the Young and the Restless, the week of October 6th, 2025, is a masterclass in poignant narrative. From the Baldwins to the Winters, from the Abbotts to the Newmans, each character must make a decision that will shape their destiny. Loyalty versus love. Peace versus power. Salvation versus destruction. The distinction between such options is, as usual, extremely blurry in Genoa City. The show's theme of forgiveness, discovery, and cooperation in the face of treachery is aptly captured in this week's title. CHADAM rewarded, Tessa's intel, Jill and Lily unite. Every triumph has a price. Every secret leads to another, and nobody is immune from the fallout from their own ambition. Not even Victor Newman.